What's good, y'all? It's your boy Smith. Today we're gonna be looking at some videos that might have you asking if you can sleep in your mommy's room tonight. But before we get into it, go ahead and like and subscribe to help push this video to more people like us to build out this community. Anyways, let's go.
I don't know if someone is trying to break into my house or if it's something paranormal, but this keeps happening every single night. Right now, Jared is outside doing a round around the house with his just to see, but it's like every single night at this time. Right now it's 12:28. We're sitting here watching a scary movie, and once again it sounds like somebody's trying to break in. It's usually coming from back there. That's our garage, and that's where a lot of my haunted stuff is from my old house. It is not my cat. She was in her little cat house right there, but now she's like investigating something. Usually it wakes us up out of a dead sleep. We'll be laying in the bed trying to go to sleep or in a dead sleep, and it just wakes us up. It's every freaking night. Now my cat is freaking out. Did you see anything?
No.
What the fuck? I kind of want to set up cameras, one up there and then one in the hallway by the garage where all of my stuff would be from my old house, because something weird is going on here. Let me know what you guys think. I don't even know if I'm gonna sleep tonight.
Now, I was with her. Maybe somebody is out there messing around up until the point she said, "Oh, it's over there by the room full of haunted stuff." Come on now. Come on, you know what's going on. There ain't nobody trying to break into your house. You already got spirits in there. They're already in there. Ain't nobody trying to break in.
Just to show you, there's nobody in here. Okay. Just, I'm home alone because I live alone. Would make a reason would be sensible why I would live alone. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to set my camera up right there, and I'm gonna go hop in the shower, and I'm gonna leave y'all to it. I pay light bill, so gotta consider the fact that I pay light bill. Don't worry, the backlight will be on. So let's go ahead and. All right. Make sure you guys got a good view of the hallway. I believe you do. All right. See you guys after my shower.
You hear her running down the hallway. This is 100% the only way to deal with this. He knows he has an apparition living in his house. He hears it all the time. He said he knew he was gonna catch it on camera, right? He knew exactly where to put his camera, where it was. But we see that boy he can sing now. He right and he keep that energy about him. He's gonna be fine regardless. Ain't nothing gonna be able to mess with him, right? That's this the way you want to deal with this. It is what it is, and he lives alone, right? He ain't got nobody else there to talk to or help hype him up through the situation. None of that. He knows what he's dealing with, and I think he's doing just fine.
If you don't push the number 7 again, Jeanette, I swear to God. Here we go. And it'll just keep coming. It'll just keep on coming. Jeanette Elizabeth, push the number 7 again, damn it. I don't.
No, it's not. I mean, I called this once right away. I was like, why?
Helmet, come out wherever you are. Walk away. I only use my passport.
So you see this thing up here, flies up here, comes back down. She grabs her helmet. She walks over here. Look, watch what happens. She's like, it's right there. It's like going up the pole. It's the part where I walk out, and then it just goes over here. It's right there. You can literally see it.
You can do it when you get back.
I think it's just chilling over here the whole time. Yeah, dude.
Come inside here with me real quick.
Watch. And then I go over here.
Go inside.
She goes inside.
Water, okay?
I go back out here. Oh, by the way, this is not what I'm talking about, guys. I don't know what that is, though. It looks like something like a spider web or something. But if you go back over here, you can see it right there. And then I leave. It's right there. I have my finger on it. It's white. Watch it move. And then it goes to the next record. Look at that. Watch what it does. And then it literally walks out of the garage and doesn't come back. Look. Look. Just goes into the garage. And then it's gone.
Yeah, I don't know what she's dealing with. That was I can't really say, but I think she did catch something on camera. It didn't look like it was malicious in any way, just a wandering spirit, just out here doing what it's doing, you know. But I think she definitely did catch something. I just don't know what that was. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments.
The following home security camera footage, ring footage, is from a woman named Tammy. On February 20th, she arrived home when she saw something literally in real life that she cannot explain. She literally cannot wrap her brain around this because she has no idea what it is. There's a creature behind her in that garage area across the street, walking across, looking like it's searching for something. It has a bright light. But the thing is, when you zoom in, this thing is crawling. But what's even weirder is it says hello to her. I've played this video so many times over and over and try to enhance it as much as I can. It is definitely something crawling across that lawn. But what is it? And why did it say hello?
Yo,
This
that's
feels like an
weird.
alien. It really does. Take a look at this home security footage, comment below, tell me what you think.
Is that? And that thing is creepy as hell. I can't determine even like I can't tell how tall it is. Like when it stands up, it's standing up at like different heights, and then you see how it crawls across the ground. Humans don't move like that. Right? It was smooth and deliberate, almost like reptile like. Believe you me, I breed and sell reptiles. I've got a bunch of like videos on this channel about reptiles. Go check them out. That's what that looked like. It moved, not even like a canine or mammal in any way. It moved. It was real low to the ground, belly to the ground, arms out to the side. It That thing looked like a reptile. That looked like a big reptile. But it said hello in English. What was that? And then when it looked towards her camera, it stood up at two different heights. Like there was the height from the ground. We know the legs were out on the side. It turned. Why did it look like that? It had a light for a head too. Like, anyways, it turned and looked at her camera or her towards her house on the ground, and then it stood up, looking to be about 5-6 foot. But then it stood up even taller, looking to be about 8 foot. What was that thing? That is absolutely terrifying. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. That was crazy. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I don't think that's real. I think that that looks like AI, and even if it wasn't, it makes it really hard for me to believe things like right now. Anyway, with AI, the way it is, that was that looked like a little Groot. I don't know what that was.
Hello. Hello? All right, I'm gonna... Died? All right, definitely die. Okay. What else you got for me? Anything? Let me ask you this.
They ain't even say what's your name. I am whoever. Get out. They went right past all the other paranormal stuff and just told him to die. That's crazy. I don't know. That still don't deter me though. But we know their intentions now at this point. Like this spirit ain't cool with me.
She heard a man crying in her shower, but when she went to check, this happened. A woman from France named Rosanna uploaded a terrifying video. While home alone, she begins to hear the echoing cries of a whimpering man somewhere in the house. As she goes toward the source, she finds it's coming from the bathroom. The whimpering cries of this man seem to be coming from directly inside the bathroom, as it can be heard moving around. Knowing she's all alone, she decides to go inside and see who's in there when she sees this. As soon as she opens the door, she finds the shower handle is on the floor and the shower doors are open. Clear signs that someone or something was in there. But she didn't notice. Right as she opened the bathroom door and turned on the lights inside the shower, through the camera we can see what looks like this black mass suddenly dissolve. Rosanna looks in there, but she doesn't find anyone, nor anywhere where this thing could be hiding. Given Rosanna's haunted documentations while living in that house, she believes what she saw through the camera is the entity haunting her home. As always, let me know your thoughts on this one.
Yeah, she know better. You supposed to knock before you go in the bathroom. You done went in there and disturbed that phantom shower. And you see, drop the shower head and all. He's in there just doing this thing. And he didn't sound like he was crying. I don't know if y'all heard that. Sound like he was chanting some demonic mess in another language, if you ask me. But yeah, you're supposed to knock before you go in the bathroom, right? Let's be considerate of the spirits next time.
Good morning, class. Have a seat. Get comfortable. Buckle in. Today we're going to be talking about how your whole entire life is a lie, aka the Tartarian Empire. Before I even start, I know there's going to be somebody that says, where's the proof? Where's the evidence? Where's the documents? I have a question for you all. If what's said about the Tartarians are true, If we got phones and cameras and iPads and computers, so did they. So did they. Tartaria, you may ask. What is the Tartarian Empire? It's simple. Okay, so the maps from the 16 to 1800s show a massive nation called Tartaria. They are not in our history books from today. You can get a history book from like the early 1900s though. Tartaria's in there. Where to start. So a long time ago, there were a group of people. This was pre-Noah's flood or the mud flood, whatever your beliefs are. This was pre that. Okay, there was a group of people, they were very technologically advanced. There are architectural blueprints from Paris, St. Petersburg, Chicago, Tokyo, all around, and none of these architectural buildings can be replicated. Okay, and it's said that these were made in like the 1900s, the 1800s, when they didn't have power tools, they didn't have electricity, and just normal old people like you and me built these buildings brick by brick. They're lying. Single one of these buildings, the pyramids, all of them, they show some wear and tear, and it's not just normal wear and tear, honey. From a flood, erosion from a flood. Okay, every single one of them, all around the world. You go to these places, there are windows under the ground, there are doors under the ground, there are quite literally cities built on top of cities, and you can see it with your eyeballs. Kind of off topic, and even if what the government says is true, how did we go from beautiful metal monuments with stuff carved in them like an angel did it himself to sheetrock that I can touch and it cracks? I mean, we should have advanced. I want us to think that the Egyptians built the pyramids. I've talked about the pyramids before, and the pyramids tie into this. That's where they're getting their power from. Anywho, all of these Tartarian buildings all show the same exact impossible building styles long before cranes, bulldozers, or honey, even electricity. Grand domes. There are star-shaped cities that like align perfectly with the stars, and these people want us to believe that just a normal me and you like person built it, like with our hands, no electricity, no nothing. In reality, it was the Tartarians. The Tartarians were living their best life, honey. They didn't have no government. They had free electricity. They had free will. They didn't need nobody. They didn't need nothing. They had it all figured out, okay? And I don't know about y'all's government, but my government hates to see somebody self-sufficient. They don't like it. Self-sufficiency means they ain't got no control over you. They had a worldwide electrical grid without wires. And then it was wiped out. If you're a Christian, a Bible reader, or if you're educated, then you know that God sent a flood because he was so disappointed in his people. I'm just going to put this into perspective. He hadn't sent a flood for us, okay? Look how technologically advanced we are. Look at the world crumbling around us. So just imagine how it had to be for him to send a flood. Are we remembering? Are we remembering? Followed by the Noah's flood or the mud flood, there were world fairs. There were world fairs everywhere. And suddenly hundreds of highly advanced buildings and cities were built pretty much overnight, right? And here comes the wars and revolutions to wipe out the rest of the evidence of the Tartarians because the government does not want to know that we can live without them. History was rewritten as to what we read in our history books, okay? There's two possibilities here. Either there were giants in the Tartarian days. The Tartarians were just far more advanced than us. Matter your religious or scientific beliefs. It is said that giants once roamed the earth. The Book of Enoch speaks of Nephilim. Much Nephilim is a normal woman and a fallen angel get together and hunch. They make a Nephilim. Had these big old crazy, smart, huge, humongous, unhuman-like, human-like giants. Any structures and details today can be attributed to this, okay? There's massive doorways that like don't even make sense, that your arms can't even reach the handles. I mean, they even say that skeletons of giants have been found. The Bible mentions God was furious with the chaos caused by his people and sent a great flood to cleanse the earth. Mud flood. It buried mostly everything, including the giants. Stay with me, including the giants. And most structures that are giant-shaped are made of Himalayan salt. Okay, have y'all ever seen those mountains that they say are shaped like big old giants? They're made of Himalayan salt. Stay with me, okay? Have y'all ever seen Himalayan salt? Want to know what it looks like? It looks like cured meat. Hold on. If I'm not mistaken, we use Himalayan salt for all kind of stuff, especially the healing properties. Why? But why? Why would the government hide this from us? Like, why is this something that they would hide from us? This is cool. This would be cool to know about. That's what I thought too. It's because it's been good versus evil since the beginning of time. Okay, they don't want us to know that. And hear me out. Hear me out. Tartarians had free power. They had advanced architecture. A world with free energy has no control through oils, gas, electric. None of those monopolies. Elite can't have this, because if that's the case, then there is nobody that's elite. You staying with me? They just erased it. They just erased it from history, just like that, because guess what? They can do that. They can do that. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. I know this stuff sounds crazy, but once you start to do a little bit of digging, just a little bit of digging, you learn that all this stuff is connected and it's not so crazy anymore. It's all connected. It's all connected. It's all connected.
This girl's ridiculous. Right? But I mean, she's kind of on to multiple different things here. I don't think that all this stuff is connected, you know, but there's a lot of different key points here. You know, we have the giants, right? She talked about the Book of Enoch and the Nephilim, not the Nephilim. She's crazy, right? The Nephilim. But and then we have she touched on the pyramids, which I think are way older than we think they are. I think that whole like Egyptian timeline has happened way further back than we think it did. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, she touched on a lot of different key points here, and yeah, she's a little wild, but she ain't wrong, you know. There's something to this. The mud flood or what have it. Like, I don't doubt that this world has been built over multiple times. It's only natural. It's only natural, right? Like, you know, it's just gonna grow and grow and grow. Where are you gonna put this stuff, right? So it's only natural that you knock something down or build over top of it. But for them to lie about it and try to hide it, that's where the mystery comes in. Like, why would you even try to hide that? It's a natural thing. It's a natural process, right? We build something, it stays for a while, and we knock it down, build something over top of it, right? Like, why would you try to hide that? It's just really weird. And I know that they would try to hide things, because y'all remember when the Crusades went down and they just went out there doing whatever the hell they wanted to do and was just taking stuff and burning stuff down, right? And yeah, we know. We know.
Right under our noses, they did a live child auction at the 2014 Oscars, and then we all laughed.
Hi. Hey, Jeffrey, how are you?
And then she says hello to Jeffrey Epstein at the beginning.
How's everybody doing? Good? Is anybody hungry? I just feel like everybody's got to be hungry right now. Good. I was hoping you'd say that, because I have this crazy idea that I will order pizza. And so if I do, I don't want it to go to waste. Who will eat pizza if I... Jennifer? Yes? Harrison? Yes? Yes? Mark? All right. Too large? What do you think? I'm going to order some pizza. That's what I'll do.
And then the Money in the Hat part was like mocking the church. And then the names like Kevin Spacey, Weinstein, like none of that aged well.
So I borrowed Pharrell's hat, and I thought I'd pass it around and get some money for the pizza, because nobody ever really, what do you have, Harvey? 200? 200. That's a start. That's a start. Let's see. What do you have, John? What you got, 20? Kevin?
20. That's for you.
Thanks so much. Okay.
And then notice that she changes to white when she serves the pizza. And you know what party is all white?
Come on down. We have cheese. We have different kinds. Who's hungry? Who's going to eat on this side? Okay. Cheese. That's a cheese. Yeah. Julia wants cheese. Who's your favorite movie star? They're here. Who do you want to talk to? The whole thing? All right, great, great. And then I don't have any money. Who here has... Sandy? Where's Harvey Weinstein? Harvey. No pressure, only 1 billion people watching. Whatever you feel is right.
It's like they had an inside joke that they thought would never get out. Like, they went really overboard with the pizza obsession, which I feel like makes it more suspicious. And then it's like, if they were talking in code, pizza means children, because we know about Pizzagate. And then based on that, cheese is girl, meat hot dog would be boy, because... And they talk about it in code because they get off to doing it in front of everybody secretly. Like, only the elite understand what's going on. What other purpose would there be for this? If you don't believe me, explain why all of this nonsense. Let me know what you think about this.
Yeah, I think it's wild that she looked right at Jeffrey and addressed him by name. That right there, I don't even care about the pizza at this point. We already got that figured out, right? All of those people in that room, out of all those people in that room, you look him right in his eyes and address him by his first name. You're a lot more connected to him than you want us to know. You just showed us. That's disgusting.
And you can call me crazy if you want, but the world is not round, it is flat. They tell you it in the Bible, and it says, and God made the firmament, and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so.
As
and
above,
God
so below.
called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day, and God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together under one place. So let the dry land appear, and it was so. As above, so below. When you're looking at the sky, it's the water above the firmament. We have never been to the moon. There's no way you can get there.
Well, yeah, because I said NASA originally went on an ocean expedition. What did they find in the fucking ocean that made them go to outer space? As above, so below.
Look at the NASA
It's right
logo.
the fuck in front of us.
The red line that goes through the NASA logo is a fucking snake tongue. I forget what NASA means, but it means in some other language it means to deceive or to lie.
That makes sense.
It makes
Yeah,
sense.
the serpent's tongue, yeah.
The serpent's tongue, yes. When we were in school, they had the pull-down maps.
I remember those.
Yeah. But they weren't the same pull-down
No,
maps
they
you had.
weren't.
My pull-down maps showed land on the other side of Antarctica.
Oh, see, I don't think ours did. I
That's
don't
on
remember
the other side of the ice wall. We are not allowed on the other side of the ice wall. One man flew across the other side of the ice wall and they fucking killed him.
But talk about the 9 to 5 school and the prison system, please. My mom's been to prison.
The 9 to 5 school. The schools are set up like a prison system. You run it by bells. They ran us by bells. Each of us had our own job, or those of us that wanted to, at least get our GED, we could go to school or something. So we did it by bells, and it was timed. And we got to go out the yard, like you get to go out to the playgrounds. And when we ate, we went to a lunch hall, and we stood in line, and we got lunches on a tray, and we sat at a table. And you sat at the table in the line that you went in with. So if you went in line with your friend, you may or may not sit with your friend. They may have been at the table across from you because you had to sit at where you rode in line. So it's all designed by Rockefeller, and who come up with the idea of schools to keep lower class children from learning, basically, because they don't want us. They want the lower class to fight their wars, is what it is.
And then you can expand on that. The children who were high strung in school, like me, were told that we needed ADHD medicine to calm down. What the fuck did they do to us with that medicine? Is my question. Because I wasn't a hyper kid in school. I knew what they were saying was bullshit, and none of it sat right with me too. I was never comfortable in the school system. I never felt like I was getting the education that I needed. Yeah, they told us basic shit, but they never they obviously hid it from us.
Okay, so the flip side of it is I did a lot of shit when I was younger.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was a drug addict very early in my life, and I think that's why I wasn't programmed, because I wasn't paying attention. I was high, I was doing this, I was doing that, I was drinking, I wasn't going to school as much as everyone else, so I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't getting programmed because I was on drugs, and I wasn't paying attention to them. I didn't give a fuck.
Probably. Makes
so
sense.
I didn't get programmed. Not only that, but I am Gen X, one of the last of the latchkey kids. Which means I didn't have the technology that you have, and I didn't come home until the streetlights came on. I was towns and towns away, My granddad worked on the railroad. He was a lineman. He had a phone that looked like the receiver of an old telephone, and I could walk up to anybody's phone box and plug it in and make a phone call and get a ride anywhere. So technically I had a cell phone before cell phones were invented. I just needed your telephone box to use it.
Yeah. Well, my mom's crazy, but she's not fucking insane,
Not stupid either.
Right? I don't know. There's a little bit of truth to everything, I guess.
First, I was like, all right, now this lady's kind of wild. But after I listened to her for about 30 seconds, I'm like, nah, she's on to something, right? That lady knows some things. Like, look, even me, when I was in school, I thought it was weird. Right? I don't know when you guys went to school or how things went, but everybody in my age range, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. We would show up to school. One week would be on chapter 9, and then we show up to school the next week and we're on chapter 22. It doesn't make sense. I never before in my life, and I had a library when I was a kid. My mom got me a library filled with science books when I was a child, like 9 years old. I had my own library, right? I had never seen a single book that you didn't read in its entirety. I'd never witnessed that before, but all the time when I was going to school, we were not reading these books in their entirety. There was so much information missing. Not for me, because I was taking my books home. I took my books home. They wouldn't come back in that school. Not until I was done with them, right? That's how I knew to use books, from front to back, beginning to end. But for some reason, we would get to the end of the school year and 80% of the book would be never covered. What is that? Right? That's why I never trusted the school system. Not to mention half of the other stuff this lady was talking about, but that school system thing hit me hard, right? Like, no, there was definitely something wrong there. There's never been a book that you read like that. Not unless they told you, right? Turn to this page in chapter whatever. No, man, my teacher was just jumping around, and then by the time we got to the end of the school year, we had never even covered the whole book. What kind of teaching is that?
So is the real reason that we went to Venezuela and got Maduro out and shored up their oil supply because we knew we would need all of the help that we could get? Like, that's why we're blockading Cuba, right? And starving them of fuel and energy, is so we can keep all the reserves, because we knew we were going to preemptively strike Iran in the coming days, and they would probably send one of their hyperballistic missiles and sink one of our aircraft carriers, which would cause an all-out war in the region, effectively shutting down the Strait of Hormuz, where like a third of our oil supply comes from. Like, that's the real reason for getting Maduro out, right? And getting the Venezuelan oil. And is the real reason that we're sending one of 2 non-functioning naval hospital ships up to Greenland for like some kind of PSYOP or Trojan horse? Or is it to get a large-scale hospital on the way in case World War III effectively breaks out between Russia and China and Iran and the United States? Like, was the Board of Peace really a new allegiance that we were all going to help each other fight this? Seems like that's the path that we're really on. But maybe I'm just a crazy conspiracy theorist. I hope I am. God bless America.
I'm starting to really lose the, lose touch with the idea. Like, what is the point of these wars, right? I know us as humans disagree. We have issues, right? Okay. But hadn't all of you guys already agreed on the Antarctic Treaty? Like, right? Like, they all agreed on what's going on in Antarctica. But then any other time y'all have a disagreement, it's time to throw some bullets and like, so y'all agree and disagree all at the same time. This is why I don't mess with these governments. What is it? What is it? Are we cool? Are we not cool? Right? And that also leads me to believe that there's definitely something going on up there in Antarctica. Like, we're at the point where we're all almost at a world war level. Like that's crazy. but y'all all agree on Antarctica. And that's gonna do it, guys. If you made it this far, I really appreciate you. I know you could have been anywhere else on this planet, but you decided to be here with your boy. It means a lot to me. Promise it does. Anyway, I'm out.